Over time, people have developed a passion for traveling and seeing new places. More and more tourists are coming to Mexico with the objective of knowing our culture, gastronomy, and beautiful places, making it one of the most visited countries. That is why our research deals with how tourists feel more attracted to our culture, how they fall in love with it, and how the arrival of people from other countries affects or benefits our culture. In the case of Mexico City, being such an eclectic and cosmopolitan city, it is essential for tourists to organize a cultural tour. Well, it is important for them to visit excellent restaurants, food bars, and clubs to try the range of flavors and events that the city holds. So, for the tourists, these are the places they most want to know.
The entrance of the Chapultepec forest. Just by walking through this wonderful green lawn, one becomes immersed in nature and history. Quite how although visiting the imposing castle is almost essential for them. In addition, though here are many places where they sell traditional food which they love. Pyramids of Teotihuacan, an area that was named a World Heritage Site by UNESCO since 1987. It is a must-see as it is one of the most popular pre-Hispanic remains in the entire country. Admiring and climbing the pyramids is an exciting experience that anyone from above will appreciate. Of this area dates to the Chinampera era, and although today it is more of a tourist route, it also serves as an allusion to the capital's lacustrine past. The ideal is to rent a trajinera, bring food and music to watch the evening fall around the fun means of transportation. Museum of Anthropology. This cultural historical site is one of the most astonishing stories. The central patio of the place is beautiful, as, as is its umbrella, one of the most emblematic elements, and the piece it keeps belong to Mesoamerican cultures. Of course, knowing the Piedra del Sol is a fantastic experience for any foreigner.
Hello, my name is Ali. I am a university student. Do you visit Mexico before?
No, this is the first time.
The first time?
Yeah.
Okay. What place in Mexico did you visit?
So we come to Mexico City, and then we're going to Cancun on Monday.
Okay, thank you. They already knew this museum before?
Did I?
Did you already knew this museum before?
No, not
No.
really.
What difference between your country and Mexico and Mexico have you noticed?
Um, well, I think because I live in England, but I live in like the countryside, and so we've come into the city, so it's quite different. But even compared to London, it's quite.
Do you
It's
live
just
in London?
no. So I live in the countryside near Southampton in the south. But
Okay.
even when you go to London, it is quite different because in the centre there's more like like parks and things like that, and it just seems a bit busier than
Okay.
London as well.
Okay, thank you. What do you like most about Mexico?
Uh, the food, I
Okay.
think the food probably, but we've only been here a couple of days.
Okay.
But yeah, the food probably so far.
Okay. Less.
And
What is the less that you like
oh,
about
okay.
don't like about Mexico?
So far, I've not. There's nothing that I haven't like. Suppose having to buy bottled water every time, can't just drink from a tap. But no, there's nothing really I
Okay.
don't like. But yeah,
Do you speak a little Spanish?
yeah. So I studied Spanish
Uh,
in England until I was 18. So until last year. So I know a bit of Spanish, but it's helpful when people know a bit of English as well. But I
okay.
try and speak in Spanish, and then if We don't like work things out as speaking English.
Okay.
But my friend doesn't speak Spanish. He
No?
only knows a couple of things.
Okay. Thank you. Yes.
Yeah,
Thank you.
no worries.
The latter is one of the most visited. Each year, the National Museum of Anthropology receives approximately 2,500,000 visitors, of which 8 out of 10 are tourists. This makes it the most visited museum in the country. According to this specialized travel portal, most visitors consider it an excellent or fairly good destination. The vast majority go between September and February, but what does this mean, which was born on September 17, 1964, have that makes tourists flying off? We are going to go through their history to understand them and share the love that visitors from all over the world have for them.
1. It was designed by the Mexican architect Pedro Ramirez Vázquez, the same one who participated in the creation of the Azteca Stadium, the Museum of Modern Art, and the imaging of the 1968 Olympic Games. The plans of the museum earned him the gold medal in the International Architecture Biennale of 1965 in Brazil. 2. To welcome users there in Tlaloc Monolith, at entrance that weighs on 165 tons and is 7 meters high. This rain dilated was transferred in April 64 for Coatlichan in the state of Mexico. 3. It is a basic go to the through the story of Mexico. It has pies that date from the Mexican pre-Hispanic past of the to the present. The museum has a 7,661 archaeological pieces and 5,765 objects in the ethnographic section. 4. It was rooms dating from the Preclassic period, another exclusive to Teotihuacan, and two more to delve into the Toltec and Mexica cultures. It then is a possible to the delve into the cultural, politic, and artistic evolution of the more than 30 centuries. 5. In a total, it has 23 permanent exhibitions, halls and one of a temporary exhibition, two auditoriums, and the collection of the National Auto Anthropology and History Library must be added. 6. The umbrella is one of the largest hanging covers in the world. The free-falling water fountain has an area of 84 by 52 centimeters and was made by the Chavez Morado brothers. 7. They describe it as a great museum on the level with the best museums in the world, and impressive museums with incredible cultural artifacts. Or one of the most memorable museums in the interior of the world, it is evident that it is a number one attraction of the city, reference that encompass the graffiti experience that forget tourists have had of the museum.
So far, everything sounds incredible, but what are the advantages and disadvantages of the tourists in this place? In this case of the Anthropology Museum, tourists is beneficial in the sense that it provides employment opportunities both skilled and unskilled, and as it is a very labor-taxing place, and developments infrastructure that can stimulate local commerce and that of large industries, helps diversify the economy, increase public revenue, it has a high multiplier impact, expands economic and social development, broadens education and cultural knowledge, improves feelings and self-esteem, improves quality of life, preserves cultural heritage and tradition. It provides employment to artists, musicians, and actors as the visitor is interested in the local culture, thus also changes the cultural heritage. It breaks down linguistic, social cultural, social class, racial, political, and religious barriers. Create a favorable world image for the destination, promotes a global community, promotes international understanding and peace. However, it also implies some costs, which are it creates excess demand for natural and cultural resources. It causes inflation. It can result in unbalanced economic development. It creates social problems. It degrades the cultural environment. It commercializes culture, religion, and the arts. Creates misunderstanding. It creates conflicts in the local society. It contributes to expanding diseases. And finally, it causes transportation problems.
Thanks to all this data, we can conclude that the interest of tourists to travel to your country is quite great. As new series, movies, or characters are generated that show or tell about our culture, the curiosity of foreigners to know Mexico, it grows more and more every day. As there are many people who are widely interested in learning about our exquisite gastronomy, as well as our history, lifestyle, and culture, which brings many advantage, especially if we call talk about the anthropology museum, because not only good to visit, but they also help to make new discoveries about the exhibit piece, and even if certain costs or disadvantage are generating at the same time, a balance to balance the good and bad points.